missed y'all. Grandpa is back. Let's get started on Grandpa's story number 5. This week, we are going to go a little deeper on being Grandpa, the importance of our influence in our grandkids' lives, how our examples and views are so important in their lives. Let's take a little time to understand. They are children forming and learning to one day be adults. Our guidance and assistance is a big influence on their lives. Not to take away from their parents, but to help and support their parents. Sometimes parents want to guide their children in a certain direction on an issue. It is important as Grandpa, I understand the parents, and help and support the parents. I should know. I did raise half of them. After all, Grandpa is here to support parents and help educate and guide grandkids in making proper life decisions. Grandpa needs to offer true wisdom, practical advice from life experiences that they will experience at some point, like the importance of choosing the right skipping rock for skipping at the river or Grandpa's breakfast. You will have to go back for those videos. Please like, subscribe, and share to get all of my Grandpa stories. I want to share with the grandkids the knowledge I learned from my father and grandpas that has served me well. While Grandpa ways may seem different to things they may hear, it is important that Grandpa guides them in true moral values to enrich their lives. While I do believe the Bible is our instruction book for life, you will sometimes hear scriptures you can look up. Let's start with Matthew 7:11 and John 1:12, which is the goal. As Grandpa, it is a great responsibility we have, helping and guiding, answering their questions and listening to what they are saying. After all, they will be our future leaders, guiding them in lessons that will keep us in a society that is as pure as we can humanly make it. It has to start with the kids that will one day be teaching their kids and be grandparents. Let's look at chivalry. I like to take my granddaughters out to eat occasionally. I open their doors, make sure they are buckled in, and let them know that is how they should be treated. Opening doors for them and pulling out their chair at the dinner table. Examples that they should look for. The boys are different. They have to be taught to open the door and pull out the chair. Just Grandpa wisdom. Manners are caught. Well, what I mean is grandkids learn so much through observation. They are constantly watching and observing. It is so important they learn manners so others enjoy being around them as well. The restaurant is not the place to teach them. They should be learning at home or on the many camping trips we take. So when they go to the restaurant, the wonderful treat is a wonderful experience for everyone. Even trips in the car. Went on a super exciting trip. I won't mention any names here, but they will know who I'm talking about. Was about an 8-hour trip going to watch a show at the Sights and Sound Theater. A magnificent production. I'll let you look that up too. The kids, and they were young, were getting a little rambunctious. After all, a long trip Grandpa had to control himself. Mother was telling them to settle down. Well, Mother was trying to get their attention because they were not exactly listening. Mother got louder than the kids that were excited and not listening. Well, we could say yelling, but because I like to keep the peace, I won't say it. Well, at least forget that I did. Thank you. I asked the mother of my beautiful grandkids if she was listening to herself. She just kind of looked at me like, Grandpa struck again. Being louder than they were may not have been the answer. I'll let you ponder the correct answer. After all, Grandpa just points out learning situations to the parents. We made it there, and the grandkids were very well behaved. I will just point out here that a number of years ago, when I wasn't Grandpa, took my kids to meet some friends at a 5-star restaurant. It was a special occasion. We rarely were that fancy. My kids sitting around the table, one in a high chair and being just Pa at the time, I was very nervous. The kids were amazingly well behaved, have to give their mother credit here. We were having dinner when another lady came over and congratulated us on how well our children behaved. She said she would never bring her own kids to a restaurant like that. Let's take a look at the 3 R's. Respect for self. In society, they will face many situations, or we can call it peer pressure. Teaching self-respect and how important it is to always value yourself and understand how important you are, and how you are valued by your family and friends. There were times it was easier to talk to my grandpa about a situation than my parents. I am sure that will happen as my grandkids get older. They can be guaranteed I will be there for them and have the time for them. This applies to grandmas as well. Respect for others. Treat others as you would like to be treated. That's in the Bible somewhere. I'll let you look it up and you can send it to me. Grandpa can teach them by showing them respect for others. They will pick it up. After all, we have to give our grandkids some credit. Finally, respect for the world we live in. They learn these lessons on the camping trips we take. Grandpa has responsibilities to take care of nature or our environment. I do share with them the lessons I learned on my trip with my grandpa. On one trip to Colorado with my grandparents, we traveled with them on many occasions. We were staying in a cabin parents had rented. We went fishing at a trout pond that was nearby. We caught our limit of trout that was legal at that time on salmon eggs. I believe it is totally illegal to use them anymore. This was back in and around 1965. He showed me how to clean and cook them. What a feast, I remember that. Teach a man to fish, he would say. I believe y'all can look that one up for me too. It is my responsibility to show my grandkids proper respect for the environment. Let's look at one more R word, responsibility. Well, I have given examples of that in some of my previous videos. If you missed them, you gotta go back and catch up. That's all. There are many types of responsibility. This will benefit them so much later in life. As on our camping trips, they would gather firewood and were rewarded for all of the hard work, with a fire to roast marshmallows on and play the telephone game later. On one of my last videos, better hurry and catch up. Enjoy the scenery. Anyway, they were learning responsibility. As I did working as a kid when my father would take me to the family company and was excited to go. He would hand me a broom and say, "You better learn now." Well, we have covered some territory today. Not sure where we are going next week, but Grandpa's worn out. Think we may go somewhere with the grandkids or maybe back to Grandpa responsibilities. Come back and see what Grandpa decides when he wakes up. Please, if you liked this, press the like button. And if you want to keep up with Grandpa and our adventures, please subscribe. And if you know anyone, please share this video. Grandpa out.